Greetings, everyone. This is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California, just trying to keep the community informed about what is going on at City Hall. On the agenda for the October 3rd City Council meeting is the awarding of a contract for banking services, which could put the city in a world of hurt if it doesn't get done in a timely manner. More about that later. Also, special and regular meetings. Special meetings scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. and last until 7 p.m. Regular meetings set to begin at 7 p.m. You can participate via teleconference by calling 520-525-8911. The meeting will also be streamed on YouTube Live. Public comments can be submitted via email at citycouncil@livingstoncity.com, but must be received by 2 p.m. on the day of the City Council meeting. And note, this technology is not a guaranteed method. There are two items on the agenda for the special meeting. The first is a conference with legal counsel about the existing litigation with Jose Ramirez. The second is a conference with legal counsel regarding commencing litigation. After the Pledge of Allegiance moment of silence, roll call, closed session announcements, and changes to the agenda is citizen comments. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes per person. Next is a presentation recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month, followed by announcements and reports. The consent calendar follows announcement and reports and has 3 items. Items 2 and 3 appear regularly. The City Treasurer's investment report is a new addition to the list. After the consent calendar is a discussion and potential action item about approving a contract with F&M Bank for banking services or alternative council direction, followed by council direction on future agenda items and adjournment. According to the Treasurer's report, total cash and investments currently in F&M Bank and the local agency investment fund add up to $40,831,240. What I'm doing here is switching over to some slides I'd already set up from the September 28, 2023 special City Council meeting that failed to take place because only 2 council members showed up, having to do with the resolution approving a contract with F&M Bank for banking services. Under background, at the May 15, 2023 City Council meeting, the City Council directed staff to cancel the current agreement with F&M Bank for banking services. City staff was also directed to issue a request for proposals for banking services. Responses were received from Bank of the West, F&M Bank, and West America Bank. The RFP, or request for proposal, was posted May 18, 2023 on the city's website and also sent to Bank of the West, F&M Bank, JP Morgan, PNC Bank, US Bank, Wells Fargo Bank, and West America Bank. The submittal date for proposals was June 16, 2023. Responses were received from Bank of the West, F&M Bank, and West America Bank. The elected city treasurer, senior accountant, and an additional member of the finance department reviewed the proposals and ranked the proposals. The proposals were ranked with the following criteria. You see items 1 through 9. Go ahead and read at your leisure. At the September 19, 2023 council meeting, the mayor and city council discussed the banking services RFP results, with council member J.T. Mand recusing himself from the discussion. The council was unable to select a banking services provider due to a 2-2 tie, resulting in no council action. Without a banking services provider in place before November 11, 2023, the date in which services will cease with our existing bank, the city will experience the following. Number 1, deposits could not be accepted because there would not be a depository for them. 2, Novembers could be paid. 3, employees could not be paid. 4, funds held at the local agency investment fund could not be withdrawn because there would be no place to deposit them. 5, no new purchases could be made because there would be no way to pay for them. 6, Services might be suspended, stopped, if nothing can be paid for. 7. No payments could be made for emergency repairs to any of the city's infrastructure. 8. If the state determined this had happened, they would be more than likely appoint a receiver to handle all banking activity. While staff was not asked about the scoring criteria, we have provided additional detail and differences between proposals for the council. The biggest differences between the banks related to charges for services, minimum deposit requirements, and pricing guarantee. Here we can see a comparison of Bank of the West, F&M Bank, and West America for pricing guarantees, required minimum deposit charges based on activity, and lost interest. West America scored the lowest on this criteria because of only a 3-year guarantee of fees, highest required average minimum deposit, lowest earnings credit rate, highest charges based on April 2023 activity, and loss of interest to the city. In other words, the decision to move to West America Bank would result in a $72,600 loss to the city based on rates at 9/20/2023. Additionally, although Community Reinvestment Act ratings were not part of the evaluation criteria, in the past there has been an interest, so this has been added for information. The Community Reinvestment Act. This act was adopted in 1977 and requires the Federal Reserve and other federal banking regulators to encourage financial institutions to help meet the credit needs of the community in which they do business, including low and moderate income neighborhoods. Because of the banks being considered are large banks, $1.252 billion in assets or greater, the evaluation criteria the CRA uses is a lending test, investment test, and service test. F&M Bank was last reviewed August 15, 2022, and their overall rating was outstanding. The lending test was rated outstanding. The investment test was rated outstanding. The service test was rated outstanding. West America Bank was last reviewed January 10, 2010, and their overall rating was satisfactory. The lending test was rated high satisfactory. The investment test was rated high satisfactory. The service test was rated high satisfactory. As for funds staying local, there is always an interest that funds from within the community, if deposited in a local bank, will stay local and support the community. The reality is that maybe some funds will stay within the community, but in reviewing banks' audited financial statements or SEC filings, many investments using deposits are made in other states, other countries, and with the federal government. Alternatives being proposed. The council can choose to direct staff to do any of the following items, which are included as examples. Approve the recommendation and resolutions as provided. Direct staff to host community forums on expectations of banking services, which may include minimum number of residential home loans provided to community members, business loans, etc. Resend the notice of cancellation of services to the current bank. If you like what I do here, please follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And remember, editorial content is my own as a long-term resident of Livingston and does not represent the views and opinions of the City Council or the City of Livingston itself, and does not hold itself out to be any kind of legal advice.